Good afternoon, everybody. This is Minister RB coming at you with a short video. I wanted to do something a little different this time around. But before I go further, I would like to ask you to like this video. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you'll stay up to date whenever I download a new video. Today, I want to talk about my old stomping ground, Seattle, Washington. Go Seahawks. Had to represent. Okay, you may be wondering why I'm wearing a jacket in April in Texas, but I want to do a video to cover my city. Many months ago, I watched a video about the crime in Seattle and all the drugs, and it's really sad because Seattle used to be a very gorgeous place with a low crime rate, and it had one of the cleanest downtowns I've ever seen in the city. I actually lived there for 15 years before moving to Texas. Uh, I miss it. I always will miss Seattle, Washington, but it was really brought to my attention about all the homeless people that are there now. It's basically tent city. That's all along the West Coast now. It's not just Seattle. Um, I still think that they could clean the place up um, if they truly wanted to. Um, it's many names for it. You have the Emerald City, um, Space City, where the Space Needle, home of the Space Needle. It's really used to be a really fun place, and Bruce Lee is buried up there, and Jimi Hendrix is buried up there as well, and Kurt Cobain. A lot of famous people used to call Seattle home. In fact, I plan on taking a vacation up there as soon as possible. Uh, I think I'll tour the whole Pacific Northwest, and that includes Portland, Oregon. I really loved my years in Cannon Beach, Oregon. It's a real nice place. The Oregon coast is paradise on earth. Um, but hopefully, Seattle can get their stuff together. You have a lot of billionaires up there. Some of the wealthiest people in the world live right there in Seattle, Washington. You have Seattle, you have Bearview, you have Kirkland, and a lot of people are unaware. The Costco shoppers, that Costco's generic brand is named after Kirkland. I forgot the actual guy's first name, but his last name was Kirkland. He was a very important figure in Washington. Um, but the whole Pacific Northwest in the summertime is completely gorgeous. And a few years ago, I had some friends to come visit with me up there, and his wife told me that was the most beautiful place she had ever been, and she's been to Italy. So I took that as very high regards as a compliment for the city of Seattle. Um, it's very expensive, especially if you have buy a house near the Pacific or Puget Sound. Uh, I was about a mile from Puget Sound, had a beautiful townhouse, a little quiet, cozy community. Um, some of the best suburbs were around there: Mukilteo, Edmonds, Mill Creek, Washington. A real nice place. And the reason I stayed up there, I was stationed there. I was in the United States Navy. I served on the USS Abraham Lincoln, also known as the Stinking Lincoln. After I did my 4 years there, I decided to make Seattle my home. I bought a house and stayed up there um, basically 11 more years after my military career. And to this day, I'm still proud to call Seattle. I'm still proud to say I used to live in Seattle, Washington. And like I stated, I will be visiting there probably once a year or every 2 years if the good Lord allows it. Definitely the Oregon coast. Now, if it wasn't for the cold winters in the Pacific Northwest, I would love to have a vacation home in Cannon Beach, Oregon, but that's the last place you want to be near the Pacific in the wintertime. Um, but I will continue to keep Seattle in my prayers, and I'm always going to represent Seattle, even though I live down here in Texas now. Uh, but I will say this: it's the most beautiful place in the United States, if not the world, when it's sunny. It gets a bad rep with the rain. It rains in Seattle and Portland. I think it rains more in Portland. But in the summer, you can see the snow on the mountains, the volcanoes, Mount Rainier, the evergreen trees. Mainly that's in the suburbs. So Seattle is all concrete. It's brick city. Um, but one of my favorite nearby cities there, Bellevue. It's kind of like it's Seattle's Beverly Hills or Uptown. Bill Gates lives not too far from there. He lives in a suburb called Medina. A lot of people pronounce it as Medina because it's spelled like Medina, Medina. But if you're not from there, you're going to say Medina, Washington versus Medina, Washington. And I've enjoyed many great times over in that area. I, uh, I was blessed to be able to play golf on one of the most wealthiest golf courses in the world. Not actually walking distance from Bill Gates' house. Um, I enjoyed many meals there. I used to eat at Daniel's Broilers. It was very nice, prestigious steakhouse. Very nice. A lot of people eat there. Like I've stated, I enjoy many meals there. So, with that being said, I'm not saying all of Seattle is bad now, um, but if you have never been there, take a summer vacation there. Just make sure you stay away from the bad parts. Uh, East Seattle is the best side. That's Kirkland, Bellevue, Medina. There's a lot of different little cities over there. Um, but Bellevue was my favorite. I actually worked for a company called Packard. Uh, it was at first I started in Kirkland, and then they moved us to our corporate office in Bellevue, which is next door to Kirkland, basically. Um, Real nice place, not real nice area. I met a lot of good friends, a lot of good people up there. Um, I'm still friends with a few of them on Facebook. I haven't spoken to many of them uh, lately, um, but I'm going to have to improve on that. But as I stated, I'll leave you with that in mind. If you hadn't visited the Pacific Northwest, please make sure you do. Um, Texas is okay. Before moving to Texas, um, summer used to be my favorite season. Now it's my worst season. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I prefer winter now that I live here in Houston. Uh, you would think I would appreciate the heat growing up in Louisiana, but after living in the Pacific Northwest for so many years, living on the West Coast kind of spoiled me. No humidity. Now I'm back in humidity. So now my favorite season is winter. I don't even like springtime down here. It's hot in the spring in Houston. Um, Maybe I could have a vacation home on the Oregon coast, Cannon Beach, to escape the blistering heat down here in the summer, and then stay down here during the winter months to escape the blistering, wet, cold, gray winters in the Pacific Northwest. Um, so I'll leave you with that. Enjoy your day.